The SEC issuing a $20 million fine to Tesla over Elon Musk's infamous funding secured tweet, which didn't turn out to be so true. Elon regrets, well, he actually regrets nothing. In a series of tweets, the outspoken CEO said that the tweet he posted that led to the SEC charges against Tesla was, quote, worth it. To the panel, I just wonder if Elon's risking yet another kick from the SEC.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more careful. Look, I think it's painful for him because, he's has to deal with all these regulators. Now he has to deal with the shorts. None of it is fun. He is a brilliant guy. I'm going to give you that. He's had a brilliant idea, and he's had a lot of success with it thus far. But he's not exactly the managerial type, and he's not exactly the SEC type. And so he should probably be a little bit more careful on this going forward. It's kind of like someone else we know, right? You got to be a little careful with that Twitter account.
I would say he does not want to be a public company CEO. And that was kind of the direction he was going, of taking the company private. He should stay down that direction. He should not be a public company CEO. The FBI supposedly is now investigating him.
Could he get enough money, do you think, from the private equity shops and investors to still keep on his path? Or would he be seriously curtailed?
It would be fascinating whether he could gain the same multiples in a private equity transaction and the leverage.
So probably not. Probably not. Yeah, okay. Jonas, go ahead.
First of all, he got enough money to pay off this fine before he was 21 years old. Let's not forget that, before he could legally drink. Look, he's both the most brilliant CEO, but in some ways the most dangerous because he knows it, and his ego has been magnified by the internet. He's the king of Twitter for CEOs like Trump is for politicians. And it is both kind of funny, but also kind of scary that he doesn't understand regulations and what the SEC does. And it's great that he can make a joke of it after, but most executives would not be allowed to make jokes about the SEC coming through their office and paying fines. And it is scary. Maybe he never should have gone public, and he kind of wanted to go private, it seems like. Or maybe he was just joking to his rapper girlfriend and making weed jokes. Guys, we don't know. That's the crazy thing.
Isn't there another audience here for Elon Musk? And isn't that the general population, the people who might buy his cars? I mean, doesn't he want to turn into the guy that everybody wants to buy from and not be the guy who smokes
Not necessarily.
dope?
Jerry,
on a podcast
I think
video?
He just sold,
I mean, come on.
I think he just sold more cars than all the European car companies together. And so this is part of the magic, is he creates fans who buy his cars.
Though? Is it magic when you're selling a $35,000 car, and that's what he really wants to put pedal to the metal on?
It's allegedly a $35,000 car.
Yeah, he doesn't want to just sell a high-end car. He also wants to sell to the masses.
Well,
and that might take a different approach than the one he's got right now.
Okay, so that scalability, though, would require him having a far lower price tag and actually making many, many, many more of these vehicles. So then you get back to the need for the public markets, right, Robert? Because you've got to have the scale. You've got to have the size.
Compare him to two other wonder kids, and one of them is Zuckerberg, who seems, even though he's younger than Elon Musk, he seems so much wiser in terms of how to. I know he's made a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but the point is he still has a lot more maturity in dealing with the marketplace. And the other one, of course, is Jeff Bezos, who also has that kind of maturity.
Zuckerberg just hired Sheryl Sandberg, right? I mean, the Google guys went out and hired it out. I mean, maybe this is a case where, again, Elon Musk, and he's getting forced into that position now by the SEC. You got to hire out the management. Let him continue to be the wild one.
You got to go further.
Have some responsible players at the table. Go ahead,
David.
Johnson.
I think you need to go further back. I mean, the bottom line is Zuckerberg is running a software company, so you can't compare it to the cost overhead of trying to build gigafactories around the world to produce lithium batteries at a certain price point to make a $35,000 car feasible, which he hasn't done yet. But if you go back to John DeLorean, who was also a genius in his time, former executive at General Motors, his company failed because of a lack of access to public markets. Back in the early 80s, you couldn't do an IPO and raise that kind of money. That company could still exist because he had some innovation in the DeLorean. We all joke about it now. This guy, Musk, without the access to capital, is debatable if this company is going to work out, because he hasn't done what Henry Ford did, which was make a car affordable and knock 90% off the price of the Dodge cars and everybody else.
This is the perfect example
and those tax
of where
benefits are going away, and that's going to be a huge thing come January, February, March.
Okay, go.
This is a perfect example where the chairman and the CEO role should be split, and the board needs to step in. These frivolous comments do not bode well for a public company.